Hi guys, continuing my Ask Ali series, I'm gonna leave the link on the form down below that you can fill in, and then if I choose your question, I'm gonna make a separate video about this. The next question is by Anna, and she's asking, hello Ali, I wanted to ask a question on the pear-shaped face. I have a very small forehead, but a sharp jaw and a bigger lower half of my face that makes my cheeks look puffier and a wide jaw that adds masculinity. Thank you very much, Anna, for your question. First of all, there are no faces that look actually like pear-shaped. Our faces are three-dimensional, so it's pretty rare. It's sometimes when somebody is making a picture of you and it's like super stiff, and when you're smiling, sometimes you see those parts can also be wider and stuff like that. So sometimes outline of your face can really be like that bottom part is bigger, the top part is smaller. But in real life, it's not that visible because every time you're turning your head here, on that side, slightly up, slightly down, the outline of your face is always changing. So when you're talking to other people, when you have live conversations and stuff, when you're talking, when you're smiling, normally those things are not as visible. So people normally perceive you have head to toe, and they just don't see those small details that you have. That feature is very beautiful, and women with more powerful jaw, actually, they look pretty edgy sometimes. Some women don't. Actually, it depends on so many other things, like what's happening with your face, your facial features, what's happening here, what your neck looks like, how it's going to your shoulders and stuff like that. So it's pretty hard to give a certain advice to a certain person because I don't see you. You might not even have them visible. We always need to look head to toe because women have a tendency to make those things a little bit too important. They're not as important. Like those small different things on your body are not that important. What's most important is the way you carry yourself and the way you dressed overall and your overall look, I would say. So things that you can make to make them not as wide visually. First of all, if we talk about the makeup, of course, if you're applying something darker on something prominent, that becomes less prominent. That's the law of the makeup, right? So I couldn't invent anything new here. So what I'm thinking about how you would do this, first of all, don't apply any contouring powder on your forehead already because it's already pretty narrow. So you can even apply something light here on the sides of your forehead and also here on your cheekbones. Make your cheekbones pop and apply something lighter on your cheekbones, let's say lighter concealer, and then, or you can use some shimmer, some highlighter on your cheekbones. Let's say you're going without any makeup. Just use something that is shimmering and just make it dewy, very dewy here. So this is where you drag the most of the attention. And then if those parts keep being matte, then they just lose the attention automatically, lose any extra attention. If you're going out and you're making full makeup and you know you're gonna be photographed, I would also not recommend you just to, darken those things. Think about makeup as an overall thing, as a uniform thing. We're not only taking care of that, right? We're taking care of the whole look of our face. So again, I recommend you not to darken those parts, not to darken the top of your cheekbones, make them lighter, apply some shimmer on them, right? Then underneath your cheekbones, accentuate your cheekbones with a darker contouring powder here. Do that contouring like normally people show in their tutorials on YouTube. Just do that regular contouring. Contouring powder, make it very neat, blend it very well so it would not be also overly dark. But then what I would do, I would take whether lighter contouring powder or I would take what's left on the brush after you made those lines, and I would just basically do it like that. What's left, blend down. What's left, blend down. And then you can always then blend somewhere here. And if your chin is longer, then you can also do it here. Another tip. So basically what you're doing, you're slightly overdrawing your bottom lip. You can also overdraw it slightly on the sides here, but here make sure that you don't look like that. So your lips have to communicate with each other. So if you're adding something here, probably add a little bit more on the top lip too. So they would not look super different. But that's what you can do because see, our lips are prominent, then under the lip, there's some shadow there. And then that shadow is kind of accentuating the lip more, and the lip is coming forward even more. So if you are underlying your lip right there, slightly overdrawing it, then it won't look like actual overdrawing because we already have that bump in there under the lip. So mostly it looks like your lip is just bigger, and then there's a shadow under your lip. So normally that just is not very visible. Normally when you overdraw your lips, the most visible part is here on top in the center. That is the most visible part. So you just look at that, how you can make it. Maybe if you add a little bit under your bottom lip, what's happening? You are occupying some of that empty space here, some of that empty area. Lisa Eldridge, one of my favorite makeup artists out there on YouTube, she has a pretty long chin. So she has a little bit longer distance between the point of her chin and then between her lower lip. So she's sometimes just overdrawing her lower lip just to occupy some of that space, and everything kind of like balances. So that is one of the tips that you can try. Now on the hair, I think any hairstyle would look amazing on you. The only thing I think probably, if let's say the shape of your head, that part of your head also is narrow, not only the forehead and not only the hairline here is pretty narrow, but not only the hairline but the head itself too. Let's say here that bottom part is slightly wider than the head itself here. So any scarf, headband, any hat would look amazing. Any volume here on the hair would look amazing. Longer hair also will equalize the features of your face and the shape of your face, slightly blend it and blur it. If you are making bob, it's a shorter hair, right? Normally that hair on the sides is just lying on the sides of your face, and it's just naturally covering some things. With the wind, it like covers, it just becomes less prominent. What can make it very prominent is, as I said, very sleek hair here, because if you are making them very sleek here and your head is pretty narrow there, that is what can create the biggest contrast between that wider part and that narrow part. If it's slightly fuller here and fuller hair here, that will look gorgeous. And bangs, I think any bangs would look good, because it's not about the bangs. I think bangs is more about the vibe, about the overall effect of your body, and also we need to see if your face is shorter and wider or if it's still longer, because there can be long faces with that feature, it can be oval faces with that feature, and there can be rounded, like wider faces with that feature. So all that is influencing on how you look. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye. Subscribe on my Pinterest for 13 boards as an inspiration for the body types. Also, you can subscribe on my Instagram. All the links I'm gonna leave down below. Also, you can become my sponsor or subscribe on my Patreon for some exclusive videos, some early access to these videos, and just if you want to support me and my channel. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.